Of course, definitely, he's been making rounds. He's definitely been making rounds every other day. Every other day, he's been playing very well every other day. The football player that we are talking about, who's been linked to the club Chelsea, is none other than Victor Osimhen, who has been playing very well. It will be remembered that in the Serie A, he's been a big problem. He's definitely played absolutely well. He's played very well in the Serie A, and the fact that he's won the Serie A, and he's been a major impact. He's been one of the best football players in the Serie A, and his talent is definitely unmatched. When you see that he's managed to play those other clubs in the Serie A, and there's quite a big number of clubs in the Serie A that are very, we could say, quite good. We could say quite good clubs. But the thing is, Victor Osimhen definitely managed to maneuver to make sure that he can be noticed. He scored very many goals, and definitely that was quite good. So you already know that he's been linked to quite a big number of clubs. He's been linked to Arsenal, he's been linked to Manchester United, and also he's been linked to Chelsea. But right about now, as we speak, I can confirm to you that if it is a race, if definitely this is a race, I should say Chelsea is definitely running the race, and his next stop could definitely be Chelsea. I know Chelsea has got a few problems on their side. They've got a few problems. They've got things to sort out. But when you see the football players that are at Chelsea, first of all, as we said before, it's a very big squad. It is a big squad at Chelsea, a squad that definitely needs trimming, and we're going to see this happening, because there is no way Mauricio Pochettino is going to work with a very big squad. We are very sure that Mauricio Pochettino is going to trim this squad. Loads of football players are going to leave the club, and already it's been over the news that he wants as minimum as possible. He wants to make sure that those players that have not been able to perform definitely have to leave, and he can get the football players that he definitely wants. So he's coming with his rules, and one of the reasons as to why he signed a 2-year contract now that it is definitely out. Some people were wondering why would Mauricio Pochettino sign a 2-year contract with Chelsea. It comes out that the big reason as to why he signs this contract with Chelsea is simply because he wants Chelsea to move by his rules. If they are not moving by his rules, then he's definitely out. He's not taking any orders from anyone. He wants to be the boss. He wants the players to play according to him. That's why he was really. But also, it makes business sense. It makes business sense because when you look at the amount of money that Todd Bowley could lose, because these football players have not performed well, he could lose quite a lot of money. And they're all on 8-year contract, 7-year contract, 5-year. It's long term. And he said he was building for the future. But right about now, Mauricio Pochettino saying that's not how football is run. That's definitely not how football is run. So Mauricio Pochettino comes at a point where you can say that change is needed in the club. And he says, I need Declan Rice, I need Onana, and I need. He's talked also about Ugarte, and then Victor Osimhen. Of course, for Victor Osimhen, is quite eminent. Top goal scoring machine is what the club needs. In some games, if you've watched Chelsea games, they've definitely played well. They've played quite well in some games, but you can see that despite the fact that they have played well, they have not scored. You cannot say that you have had an excellent game where you've not scored. There's been those chances that have been created but have not been utilized. And you need a proper number 9. You need a top goal scorer. You need a football player like Victor Osimhen who will definitely come in and do the magic for you. And if Victor Osimhen is taken by Manchester United, or if he's taken by which club is interested in him in the Premier League, it's Manchester United, Arsenal, also Newcastle, but mainly it's been Manchester United, then Chelsea. Those are the two main boys, two main clubs that definitely need Victor Osimhen. If Manchester United goes on and takes Victor Osimhen, then that will be a big blow for the club Chelsea, because who else will be available? Which number 9 will be available? And we are not just talking about a number 9. We are talking about a number 9 that is better than Victor Osimhen. I don't know whether you understand what I mean. We're talking about a number 9 who's going to come in and play quite well. We're talking about a number 9 who's going to come in and score goals. You need a 25 plus goal scorer. Harry Kane has been linked to the club. Chelsea has been linked to Chelsea. Now there were two options. There was Harry Kane and there was Victor Osimhen. But looking at Harry Kane and how he's performed, he's been a brilliant player, but age is catching up on him. You cannot rely on Harry Kane for a very long period of time. Though he can come and perform quite well as you're looking for a replacement. But if you need a football player that is going to bring direct impact and he can play quite well for 5 years, then the right person, the right football player in the picture is Victor Osimhen. But in the other thing, even when Chelsea were very interested in Harry Kane, you can say that despite the fact that they were very interested in him, Harry Kane was not so much into Chelsea. And Real Madrid also comes in and says, we need you. With Karim Benzema set to leave, it's almost a deal that is done for Benzema leaving. And Karim Benzema is most likely going to be going to Saudi Arabia, in the Saudi Arabian League. Somebody was asking me why is every football player that is finishing football towards the end of the era, why are they going to Saudi Arabia? They're paying a lot of money for those football players. You should see what amount of money they are definitely paying. They're paying quite a lot of money. They're definitely paying lots and lots of money per week. And that's the big reason as to why almost every football player is ending up going to Saudi Arabia. So when you put to comparison and see Victor Osimhen and Harry Kane, who should definitely be right here, who should really sign for Chelsea, who should definitely, who's going to make a better impact. But Harry Kane, if Victor Osimhen is not available and Kane is available, then Kane should definitely. But I personally think Victor Osimhen would be the best option for the club. But putting in consideration that Harry Kane right about now is on high demand. Manchester United wants few football players. Actually, when we talk about number 9s, we're talking about centre forwards. There's a bit of a scarcity for centre forwards, goal scorers, top goal scorers. Most of them are now aging, and the younger generation has not proved very well that they can score those goals comfortably. That's where Victor Osimhen definitely comes in as an exceptional. He comes in as a very good football player, one that is going to make a big change in the club. So I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be a very good move for the club if they definitely get him, but they need to play it right with Harry Kane now that Harry Kane is definitely out of the picture. No 100%, since the transfers have not even officially started, there is still gap of negotiation and stuff. We cannot count him off, we cannot read him off, we cannot say 100% is not going to sign. But still, even though we say he's not going to sign, even when we say that he's not going to sign, still we definitely know that there is also still a big chance for him to sign, a small chance for him to sign, and Chelsea can use that opportunity, Chelsea can use that slightest of opportunity and get him. But you're not going to get two good centre forwards, two of the best centre forwards in the world. I mean, you're not going to pay 100 million for Harry Kane and then pay another 100 million for Victor Osimhen. That's definitely out. That's not going to work. So I think the best thing to do is definitely go for one of them, which makes quite a lot of business sense. That makes a little bit of business sense. So it makes quite a lot of business sense getting one of them, but mainly if Chelsea can go on and get Victor Osimhen, as it is said that they are trying the level best. They have gone and had discussions with him. Personal terms are said to have been agreed between Victor Osimhen and the club Chelsea. So I think it's quite good. It's quite good that that is definitely happening. I think it's definitely quite good, but. Scarcity of number nines in the Premier League. Almost every Premier League club is looking for a centre forward. Almost every. That's why Victor Osimhen has been linked to almost every club. Newcastle, Manchester United, Arsenal. All those football clubs definitely want a centre forward, and we can confirm to you that Victor Osimhen is the option that is available. And if Chelsea do not act quick and get him, then they'll definitely be missing out on him. So for Chelsea not to have a bad season again, as Mauricio Pochettino, him as a football manager, he's been very clear, and he said he wants a small squad but an effective squad. And if he comes out and says he wants Victor Osimhen, we can definitely understand, and that's what he said anyway. He said he wants Victor Osimhen. We can understand why he definitely wants Victor Osimhen, because he wants somebody to put the ball behind the net. It's quite sad that with all the talent that is at Chelsea, with all that talent that is at the club, it's quite sad that they have not managed to score a number of goals. They've not managed to score quite many goals. See the squad entirely young, and where they were, they definitely playing very well. World-class football players. That's why the amount of money that they were bought was insane. But the question is now, if you're going to sell these football players, are they still worth the amount of money that you bought them? That is the question, because these football clubs are going to start seeing these football players as players who did not perform. If it was 100 million, it's not going to be 100 million, because they have depreciated. Believe it or not, these football players have depreciated because they have not won. What makes sense in football? What makes sense in football is, have you won? And it's not about even winning the Premier League title. You ended in the 14th position. For 12th, okay. You ended in a mid-table position. That definitely means that there's definitely quite a lot to do. There is definitely a lot to do. The club definitely has a lot to do. In sacking of managers, moving from one manager to the other, definitely that also is something that the club definitely needs to look at, and Pochettino definitely needs to be given a lot of time, plenty of time. But it was a wrong decision sacking Marina Granovska. Was the technical director of Chelsea. She had planned for Chelsea for a very long period of time, and she definitely knew what was going on, what was definitely happening. And saying goodbye to Marina Granovska wasn't the best of things. Ever since then, things have not gone on quite well. And I think right about now, despite the fact that things have not gone quite well, and they've also gone on and sacked Graham Potter, that also has not been the best of things for them. And bringing in after Graham Potter leaving, I think we need to look at this thing in another way. Graham Potter left White is the big reason as to why he left. He was sacked anyway. But they could have been. He said he didn't have the power. They should have given it. They should have empowered him, let him do what he wants, and he fails. But that didn't happen. And then Frank Lampard comes in, and what we see is he's just acting. It's just a figurehead. He's not doing anything. He was just a caretaker of the club. He didn't do anything. So that also didn't go on as planned. He didn't win anything, did he? He hardly won. So let's think that Mauricio Pochettino is going to do quite a brilliant job. He's going to do something good, and the club will definitely get this youngster, and he can come and score quite a number of goals. A football player like him is definitely what the club needs. Otherwise, I thank you for being part of the Chelsea chapter, and make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Chelsea related, right over here at the Chelsea chapter with me, your host Abu KALS. Thank you and goodbye for now.